Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are opening up 8 packs, hopefully, of the newest set, Pitch Black. So this set isn't even technically out yet. It's still in the pre-release stages, but we're going to be taking our second look at the set. We just made a video opening up 4 packs, reading through each card. That's kind of what we do here, at least until we understand everything in the set. So we're going to be doing that. If you like those types of videos, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more. Go check out my eBay page, which is linked in my description of my bio on my channel. I sell some great stuff on there, top seller. Start all my auctions at 99 cents, but let's get into this set. So this is Volibee. It's a basic, it's a HP of 70, it's a dark type, it's number 629 in the Pokedex. Diapered Pokemon, height 1 foot 8 inches, weight 19.8 pounds. It's got Flap for its first attack, which is a dark energy for 10 damage, and Gust, which is its second attack for a dark energy, one of any type, for 20 damage. Weakness to lightning ×2, resistance to fighting -30, and a retreat for 1. The Pokedex entry says its healthy appetite leads to visible growth spurts. It often has to replace the bones it wears as its size increases. Illustration by Shibu Ringaru. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 049 out of 084. Common. Really fun piece of artwork here. This really reminds me of Magic the Gathering artwork, kind of dark and mysterious and spooky and really well illustrated. I like this piece a lot. I hope they do more of that type of style. Litwick. This is a basic. It's a HP of 70, psychic type, number 607 in the Pokedex. This is amazing artwork. This is a candle Pokemon, height 1 feet, weight 6.8 pounds. I love this artwork. The reflections in the windows of the candles is so awesome. This is amazing. This is probably one of the better pieces of artwork in the set. First attack and only attack is Will-O-Wisp. It's a psychic energy for 20 damage. Weakness 2, dark ×2, resistance to fighting -30, and a retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says Litwick shines a light that absorbs the life energy of people and Pokemon, which becomes the fuel that it burns. Illustration by Hyogonosuke. They make amazing artwork. I really love their style. They don't use black outlines, they don't use white outlines, they just go color on color. They make it really simple. Their shade and their shadows are like what define the piece. I think this is one of my favorite pieces by them, to be honest with you. This is amazing. I love this. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 036 out of 084. Common. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite pieces. Love that piece. Alright, Goldeen we read in our last video, so we're not going to read any of the ones that we've already read. It doesn't really make sense to keep on reading them once we know. Poltergeist, this is a basic, HP of 30, grass type. This is number 1012 in the Pokedex. Matcha Pokemon, height 4 inches, weight 2.4 pounds. This has the ability Hide and Sneak, so we'll read this once, but we won't read it again because it's just repetitive. But the Hide and Sneak ability is prevent all effects of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks and abilities done to this Pokemon. Damage is not an effect, but everything else it blocks, so it blocks all special conditions. It blocks all damage counters being placed on the Pokemon. It blocks Monkey Dory throwing poo-poo at it. It blocks Frostlass doing damage between turns. Hide and Sneak is a really broken ability that's going to see a lot of play in Standard and going to be really difficult to play around. I love this piece of artwork. It looks like we're on a ship, I think, and that's what the theme of the Hide and Sneak seems to be, is like kind of mysterious ship artwork. And all the Hide and Sneak artworks are really, really fun to look at. I like them a lot. I think it's a really cool collection of cards that they made. So the attack of Poltergeist is Furtive Drop, which is one of any type for no damage, but it says place 1 damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon. So if you're playing against another Hide and Sneak deck, you can't be placing 1 damage counters on anything that has the Hide and Sneak ability. Weakness to fire ×2, no resistance, and a retreat for 0. So I love the Poltergeist Having a free retreat, it really speeds up your gameplay. If you're going second, you can still attack into your opponent's Pokemon because you can place your energy somewhere else and retreat for free. I think this card is awesome. The Pokedex entry says, Poltergeist looks like a regional form of Sinistea, but it was recently discovered that the two Pokemon are entirely unrelated. It's a very creepy looking Pokemon, but it's very cute at the same time. I love the design of the eyes. So this is an illustration by Mosho, J Block, Pitch Black, English 005 out of 084 common. Gwen, we read Gwen in the last video. This card is amazing. It's going to see a ton of standard play, and I'm really excited to experiment with it. Seems like it can go in a lot of different decks, honestly. Heatran we read in the last video, so we won't read it again. Sea King we also read, so that's nice. We're speeding things up here. Nickit we also read. Alright, we haven't read Special Shadow Dark Energy, so this is a special energy. It says, as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides dark energy. And as long as the dark Pokemon this card is attached to is on your bench, prevent all damage done to it by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon. So that seems pretty good. You know, it can't get Wellspringed, it can't get hit by a Greninja EX. So I don't know, I like that effect a lot. It's a little linear, but it's definitely useful, and it definitely will come in handy, and is a part of the way that Pokemon designs a lot of their cards right now, is dealing damage to the bench, which is pretty annoying. Oh, that's crazy. We opened a Rampardos EX in our last video. So we're not going to read this card again, but it does seem interesting. Let's move on to the next pack. It's nice to, once you read them, you can really speed things along, so that's why I decided to grab 8, because I figured we've read a lot of these already, so we shouldn't have too much trouble moving through these. Finizen, this is a basic, it's an HP of 80, it's a water type, it's number 963 in the Pokedex, Dolphin Pokemon, height 4'3", weight 132.7 pounds. It's got the attack Draining Fin, which is 2 water energy for 20 damage. It says heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. Weakness to lightning ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says its water ring is made from seawater mixed with a sticky fluid that Finizen secretes from its blowhole. Illustration by Yukiko Baba. J Block, Pitch Black, English 021 out of 084 common. It's very cute artwork, childhood artwork. Antique Armor Fossil we read. This is one of the cards from a pre-release, but we read it in our last video, so we're not going to read it twice. Type Null. This is a basic. It's an HP of 110. It's a normal type. This is number 772 in the Pokedex. Synthetic Pokemon. Height 6'3", weight 265.7 pounds. It's got the attack Power Edge for 2 of any type, does 40 damage. Weakness to fighting ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says it was modeled after a mighty Pokemon of myth. The mask placed upon it limits its powers in order to keep it under control. Illustration by Ligton. J Block, Pitch Black, English 069 out of 084 common. I really like Type Null. I think it's super creepy and weird and different. And I love it in the Sun and Moon animated series. I think the Sun and Moon animated series is so fun to watch. Or no, is it Sun and Moon? I think it's Sun and Moon. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not Sun and Moon. I know it is Sun and Moon. Yeah, it is Sun and Moon. Okay, Tropius. We read Tropius in our last one. We got a reverse holo of it, so we won't read it again. Palafin we have read in the last video. I guess you can go check out the last video if you want me to read those to you. Here's one we haven't read. This is Fossil Quarry. You want to go throw rocks down in the quarry, just take this card with you. This is a trainer. It's a stadium. And it says, once during each player's turn, that player may search their deck for up to 2 item cards that have antique in their name and put them onto their bench. Then that player shuffles their deck. So I love the design of this card. You get to go search through your deck, which is awesome. That's a plus. And then now that we have Badoo in the format, a lot of times you're just item locked out of even playing your antiques. So this puts them directly onto the bench so you don't get item locked out of your antique fossils. And I think that is a huge thing. Somebody just called me and ended my video, so that kind of sucks. We'll keep going with this. Yeah, I like that card a lot. Sea King we read. Mankey we've also read. Mars Shadow, this is, whoa, look at that Mars Shadow. So this is Mars Shadow, it's a basic, it's an HP of 90, it's a psychic type. It's number 802 in the Pokedex, Gloom Weller Pokemon. Height 2 feet 4 inches, weight 48.9 pounds. It's got Shadowy Knot. For a psychic energy, it does 30 times. It says this attack does 30 damage for each star and your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So usually you're doing 30, sometimes you're doing 90, very rarely you're doing 120. You really gotta boost that thing up. But I know there's a card in here in this set that does that, and I think there's a card, might have actually be rotated out of standard already, but you know, those attacks are not usually that good. Primarina we actually read, so we have that one already. And we'll move on to the next pack. So these go much faster once you know them, which is nice. You don't want to spend, I mean, I love reading the cards, I love learning about it, and it's nice. We got another Litwick. I love learning about it, but at some point you do want to just start ripping packs. It's a lot more fun sometimes. Pick-a-Peck. This is really cool artwork. You don't get to see this style very often. Wow. This is a basic, it's an HP of 70, it's a normal type. It's number 731 in the Pokedex. Woodpecker Pokemon, height 1 foot, weight 2.6 pounds. It's got double stab for one of any type, does 10x. It says flip 2 coins, this attack does 10 damage for each heads. Weakness to lightning times 2, resistance to fighting minus 30, and a retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says Pick-a-Peck has strong muscles in its neck, so it won't hurt itself even if it violently shakes its head. Illustration by Kaji Nakata. J Block, Pitch Black English, 066 out of 084 common. This is a really fun piece of artwork. I think the sun highlight is what really makes this pop, but also the style of like really flat artwork. It reminds me of like almost like a Navajo children's book type of style. It's really, really cool. I like it a lot. Sizzlepede. So Sizzlepede is a new one for us. It's a basic, it's an HP of 80, fire type. Number 850 in the Pokedex. Radiator Pokemon. Height 2 feet 4 inches, weight 2.2 pounds. Wow, very small. Its first attack is Controlled Burn. It's a fire energy, it does no damage, and it says discard the top card of your opponent's deck. So that's pretty cool that this does the same type of attack as its evolution. Definitely there's going to be a nice mill deck that comes out, because those types of effects where you can just immediately start doing it is good, and it's definitely good in Pokemon because your opponent draws so many cards. Second attack is Bug Out for 3 of any type. It does 50x. It says reveal the bottom 7 cards of your deck, and this attack does 50 damage for each Pokemon you find there that has the Bug Out attack. That's so fun. Then shuffle any revealed Pokemon back into your deck. Discard the other cards. Wow. Weakness to water times 2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says it stores flammable gas in its body and uses it to generate heat. The yellow sections on its belly get particularly hot. Illustration Yuya Oka. J Block, Pitch Black English, 009 out of 084. Seems good. Sorry, I got so much cat hair on me right now. Maschief. This is a basic, that's a pretty fun piece of artwork. HP of 70, dark type, number 942 in the Pokedex. Rascal Pokemon. Height 1 foot 8 inches, weight 35.3 pounds. It's got the attack Bite for 2 dark energy, does 40 damage. Weakness to grass times 2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says its well-developed jaw and fangs are strong enough to crush through boulders, and its thick fur makes for an excellent defense. Illustration by Ryona Urasuke. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 057 out of 084 common. Toucanon. So everybody loves Toucanon. I think it's a really unbelievably powerful uncommon. We read it in our last video, so we won't read it again, but you know, there's definitely a deck there. Tremendous Bomb. This is a trainer, it's a Pokemon tool. It says, if the Pokemon this card is attached to isn't a Mega Evolution Pokemon EX, is in the active spot, and takes 240 or more damage from an attack from your opponent's Mega Evolution Pokemon EX, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, place 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. If you placed any damage counters in this way, discard this card. So a lot of things have to go your way for this to trigger. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what does 240 or more damage. I guess it would be what Lucario does 240 more damage. I mean, there are a few more Mega Evolution Pokemon that do 240 more damage. Venusaur does 240. I guess like a lot of them do. I don't know if a lot of them need to, and a lot of them have secondary attacks. But, you know, Tremendous Bomb probably can be good. You know, if you play 4 of them in your deck and you want your, you know, I mean, it's good. It's definitely good. It's a lot that has to go right for it to happen, but it's good. Slowbro, this is a stage 1, evolves from Slowpoke. This is one of the pre-release decks. HP of 130, Psychic type, number 80, Hermit Crab Pokemon. Height 5'3", weight 173.1 pounds. Its first attack is All Out, which is a Psychic energy for 50 plus. It says if you have no cards in your hand, this attack does 160 more damage, so 210 altogether. And the second attack is Zen Headbutt for 3 of any type. It does 110 damage. A lot of players don't like this pre-release kit, but I actually really like it. I think it's in the deck, it's super easy to get down to no cards in your hand. Doing 210 damage for 1 energy is freaking awesome. And Slowbro is a pretty cool Pokemon. Weakness to Darkness times 2, resistance to fighting minus 30, and a retreat for 3. Pokedex entry says, an attached Shelder won't let go because of the tasty flavor that oozes out of Slowbro's tail. Oh, interesting. Illustration by Chorizo. J-Block, Pitch Black English, 030 out of 084 uncommon. Nice. The Reverse Hollow Litwick. That's awesome. Oh, wow. Illustration Rare Manectric. This is gorgeous. That is so cool. Well, we know what Manectric does because we read it in the last one, but we can definitely appreciate this piece of artwork here. This is fantastic. Illustration by Hiko Kim. Very cool. So awesome. The illustration rares are so awesome. I wish PSA was live right now so you could get stuff graded. We read Spiritomb in our last video, so we don't need to read it again. But we got our first illustration rare, so that's sweet. I do like those. Those are nice to hit. I'm loving the different code cards they got designed. Those are really, really fun. I hope they keep doing that. I'm sure they will. Why would they print stuff and not do it again? Electrike we read, Trumbeak we've read, Mankey. Gladian's Final Battle, we read it. Alright, here's one, Sinistra. This is a stage 1, evolves from Poltergeist. I'm loving these. Actually, we did read this, but I'm just loving the artwork for these hide and sneaks. Those are beautiful. Okay, Rust Syndicate Grunt. Interesting. I don't even know who these people are. Rust Syndicate. Must be from the newest game. This is a trainer, this is a supporter, and it says you can use this card only if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. That seems good. That definitely seems good in the Bastion deck, and you know, once you pair it with Crushing Hammer and things of that nature, it's definitely become something. seems pretty fun. I like those guys. I love the coughing and King Gambit over there. That's just pretty cool. Their symbol seems pretty sick. Finizen, Goldeen, and a Voltaic Energy. So we've read all those. I'm not even going to keep saying it if we're not reading it. It's because we read it in the last video. Or this current video. Yeah, these are so cool. Super cool. Okay, this one we have not read. So this is Antique Skull Fossil. This is a trainer. It's an item, HP of 60. It evolves into Craniados, so they put that there so there's no confusion because it is an item. Play this card as if it were a 60 HP basic normal Pokemon. This card can't be affected by any special conditions and can't retreat. At any time during your turn, you may discard this card from play. The ability is Spiny Skull. It says, if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, place 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So that is something. I could definitely see this just being thrown into the Bastiodon pre-release deck, even if you can't evolve it. Just having it in the active and saying, touch me, you're going to do 3 damage counters to yourself. It does play into, you know, it is relevant. And you can't start it in the active, so just be mindful of that. You can't start those types of cards in the active. It has to be a real Pokemon. Bombardier, Charge-a-Bug. Mabostiff, so this is Mabostiff, it's a stage 1, evolves from Maschiff. It's an HP of 140. This is a fierce looking Mabostiff. Wow, I haven't seen a crazy looking one like this in ever, I don't think. This is a dark type. This is number 943 in the Pokedex. Boss Pokemon. Height 3'7", weight 134.5 pounds. It's got the attack Bite for 2 dark energy, does 60 damage. Second attack is Plunging Headbutt. For 3 dark energy, it does 210 damage. It says during your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 100 more damage from attacks. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? Actually, that pairs really well with the Bomb, right? After you do Plunging Headbutt, you can put the Bomb on here. I guess you do it before you attack. But then your opponent, no matter what they're doing, is probably doing 140 more damage, right? As long as it's a Mega, it's triggering it. That seems like it works. That seems good. Weakness to Grass times 2, no resistance, retreat for 3. I like that a lot, that little combo that you go. Alright, put this Bomb on here and do Plunging Headbutt for 210. During your next turn, this Pokemon just takes 100 more from attacks. That's pretty sweet. Pokedex entry says Mabostiff loves playing with children. Though usually gentle, it takes on an intimidating look when protecting its family. Illustration, Kawaii-yo. J-Block Pitchback English, 058 out of 084 common. Backtrack Badge. We've read this, but it does seem pretty linear. Manectric Annihilate. Okay, Ghost type Annihilate. Annihilate is a stage 2, evolves from Primeape. This is a pretty funky piece of artwork. HP of 150, Psychic type. Number 979 in the Pokedex. Rage Monkey Pokemon. Height 3'11", weight 123.5 pounds. It's got the ability Durable Body. It says, if this Pokemon would be knocked out by damage from an attack, flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon is not knocked out, and its remaining HP becomes 10. So that gets really annoying, especially if you do a full Durable Body type deck, because there definitely are multiple Durable Bodies in Standard right now. You could be never really losing too many prizes, right? You could be losing, you know, a prize every 3 hits. And that becomes really hard to deal with when you're the opponent saying, okay, you know, there's obviously certain things that can probably push through that. But yeah, that is really, really obnoxious. Ghostly Blow. For 2 psychic energy, it does 100 damage. It says place 5 damage counters on one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. That's great. As long as you're not playing against a hide and seek, you basically have a mini Dragapult here that has a durable body. That seems really strong. Weakness to Dark times 2, resistance to fighting -30, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says it imbues the fists with the power of rage that it kept hidden in its heart. Opponents struck by these imbued fists will be shattered to their core. Illustration by Haru Akasaka. J block, pitch black English, 041 out of 084. Uncommon. I like that Annihilate a lot. Excuse me. Palafin. Vikavolt. Alright, Vikavolt is one of the pre-release decks. This is stage 2, evolves from Charjabug. It's an HP of 160, lightning type. It's number 738 in the Pokedex, Stag Beetle Pokemon. Height 4'11", weight 99.2 pounds. It's got quick dive for lightning energy. It does no damage, but it says this attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can choose anything on the bench or in the active. It says don't apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon. Second attack is Giga Railgun. For 2 lightning energy, it does 260. It says if this Pokemon has no voltaic lightning energy attached, this attack does nothing, so you have to have the voltaic on there, which means that it's going to have actually a base of 280 for 1 voltaic energy, because it gives it plus 20. Weakness 2, fighting times 2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Those Pokedex entries are a little tough to read on these reverse holos. Chi-Yu as a dark type. Alright, so Chi-Yu is a basic, it's an HP of 90, it's a dark type. It's number 1004 in the Pokedex, ruinous Pokemon. Height 1 foot 4 inches, weight 10.8 pounds. It's got the attack Whirling Envy. For a dark energy, it does 20 plus. It says if this Pokemon has 2 or more damage counters on it, this attack does 90 more damage. This attack damage isn't affected by weakness, because you don't want to do 220 damage to something with a rule box on the first turn and take 2 prizes, basically. I mean, you do, but you don't in the bigger aspect of the game. Weakness to grass times 2, no resistance, retreat for 1. The Pokedex entry says the Envy accumulated within curved beads that sparked multiple conflicts has clad itself in fire and become a Pokemon. Alright, it's really hard to read that one. Illustration Ikeda Saki, J block, pitch black English, 059 out of 084, rare. So this with Toxtricity that can put an energy on here and put 2 damage counters on it, definitely can get that thing going. But I think that you want to be dealing weakness a lot of the time, but 110 damage is still good. So we won't dismiss that, but it's not the best. Mankey, Charcadet, we've read already. Inkay, we've read. Bronzor, definitely a repeat. Rest Syndicate Grunt. Delmise, so here we go. Delmise is going to be seen in Standard quite a bit. This is a basic, it's an HP of 140. It's a Psychic type. It's number 781 in the Pokedex. Sea Creeper Pokemon. Height 12 feet 10 inches, huge. Weight 463 pounds. It's got the attack Vengeful Anchor. For a Psychic energy, does 30 plus. It says if you have 4 or more Pokemon that have the Hide and Sneak ability in your discard pile, this attack does 140 more damage, so it does 170 damage for 1 energy. It is so strong. That deck is going to be so broken. This has 140 damage as a basic. It's massive. The deck is just gonna dominate Standard for a while until they come out with something that can get rid of a discard pile. Weakness to Dark times 2, resistance to fighting minus 30, retreat for 3. Pokedex entry says after a piece of seaweed merged with debris from a sunken ship, it was reborn as this ghost Pokemon. Illustration Oku, J block, pitch black English, 039 and a 084, uncommon. So I like the artwork a lot. It's very detailed, and I like how the colors are kind of muted, but it does not give me the hide and sneak factor that the other hide and sneak pieces do. That being said, it also doesn't have a hide and sneak ability. It just counts the hide and sneak stuff, so maybe it's a little different. Bronzong, Dark Bill Reverse, Whalmer Reverse. So this is a basic, it's an HP of 130. I really like these sewn pieces a little bit more than the clay pieces. This one's fun. Water type, number 320 in the Pokedex, Ball Whale Pokemon. Height 6'7", weight 286.6 pounds. It's It's got the attack Water Gun for 2 water energy, does 40 damage, and Wave Splash for 3 water energy, it does 80 damage. So not a bad basic, big body, not too bad of attacks. Weakness to lightning × 2, no resistance, retreat for 4. There's no way I'm going to be able to read that Pokedex entry. It looks like it doesn't even have one because it's so dark. Illustration, Sako Ito, J Block, Pitchback English, 015 out of 084 common. And Miraidon. So this is one of the pre-release decks. This is a basic, it's Miraidon, it's HP of 120, it's a lightning type, it's number 1008 in the Pokedex, Paradox Pokemon, height 11 feet 6 inches, weight 529.1 pounds. It's got the ability Photon Chord. It says if this Pokemon is in the active spot and is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, move up to 2 basic lightning energy cards from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. I think Photon Chord is amazing. Not a lot of people like it, but I really like it. I think getting back 2 lightning energy is crucial for lightning decks. Being able to have a ton of energy on your Pokemon is amazing. It can juice up a second Miraidon. It allows you to keep playing the game. I really like this card a lot. Thunder is 2 lightning energy for 90 damage. It says this Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself. So I don't love that attack, and I don't love that it can knock itself out and it doesn't get the energy. I wish that if it just got knocked out, you could get the energy back, but I understand that it becomes a little bit too strong when you do that. Weakness to fighting × 2, no resistance, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says this seems to be the Iron Serpent mentioned in an old book. The Iron Serpent is said to have turned the land to ash with its lightning. Illustration by Mashu. J Block, Pitchback English, 028 out of 084 rare. I like that card a lot. I hope I don't get it as my pre-release kit today because I gotta go do a pre-release and there's really good prizing for this pre-release, so I'm hoping that I get something crazy. Shuppet, we read Shuppet. I love those hide and sneak cards though, they're super cool. Mankey, Brynone, something like that. Electrike, Heatran, Lampet, we don't know this one. Lampet's a stage 1, evolves from Litwick, HP of 90, Psychic type, number 608 in the Pokedex, Lamp Pokemon, height 2 feet, weight 28.7 pounds. Is this Sao Sao? It is Sao Sao. Alright, she's coming back to her original style, that's good to see. The attack is Spreading Light, which is a psychic energy for no damage. It says search your deck for up to 3 Lampent and put them onto your deck. Put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. Okay, so that's pretty sweet. You can get the stage 1s immediately. Weakness to Dark × 2, resistance to fighting -30, retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says Lampent appears at the moment of death and promptly absorbs the spirit as it leaves the body. See, that's why I love reading the Pokedex entries, because they're a lot darker than you would think. Illustration by Sao Sao. I'm glad she's coming back to her style. I missed her style for a little while. She was definitely falling off. J Block, Pitchback English, 037 out of 084, uncommon. Fossil Quarry, we know what it does. Bombardier, Shuppet Reverse, and Bastiodon. Alright, so Bastiodon's a stage 2, evolves from Sheldon. This is one of the pre-release kits. HP of 160, metal type, number 411. Shield Pokemon, height 4'3", weight 329.6 pounds. It's got the ability Ancient Bulwark. So as long as this Pokemon is on your bench, prevent all damage done to each of your Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have 2 or less energy attached. So they need 3 to do damage. I love this card. I think it's so awesome. It's a nice control card. It's really cool. So attack is Hammer In for 2 metal energy and 1 of any type. It does 160 damage. Weakness to fire × 2, resistance to grass -30, and a retreat for 4. Pokedex entry says Bastiodon live in herds. When assaulted by an enemy, they line up side by side and use their hard faces to block attacks. Illustration by Kinu Nishimura. J Block, Pitchback English, 062 out of 084 rare. Alright, so we got one more pack. That was a pretty good opening so far. It's nice to get through 8 packs in under 30 minutes. So let's see what's in here. Poltergeist, Semiscorch, Antique Skull Fossil, Skarmory we haven't read yet. So Skarmory is a basic, it's an HP of 120, it's a metal type, it's number 227 in the Pokedex, Armor Bird Pokemon, height 5'7", weight 111.3 pounds. It's got the attack Steel Cutter for a metal energy, it is 40 times. It says discard up to 2 basic metal energy cards from your hand, and this attack does 40 damage for each card you discard in this way, so you can get up to 80 damage. Weakness to lightning ×2, resistance to fighting times -30, and a retreat for 1. Pokedex entry says because it nests in bramble bushes, the feathers of its chicks grow hard from being scratched by thorns. Illustration, Anasake Dynamic, J-Block, Pitch Black, English, 060 out of 084. It's really sad to see Lumiose Tower destroyed back there, but hey, it is what it is, right? Malamar, Stage 1, evolves from Inkay, HP of 120, Dark type. Number 687 in the Pokedex, Overturning Pokemon, height 4'11", weight 103.6 pounds. It's got the attack Perplex for a dark energy, it does no damage, but it says your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Second attack is Brain Crush for a dark energy, it does 130 damage. It says if your opponent's active Pokemon isn't confused, this attack does nothing. Weakness to Grass ×2, no resistance, retreat for 2. Pokedex entry says it wields the most compelling hypnotic powers of any Pokemon, and it forces others to do whatever it wants. Illustration by Naoki Saito. J-Block, Pitch Black, English, 052 out of 084, uncommon. Gwen, we know her. Marshadow, nice. Miraidon Reverse. Antique Armor Fossil. And Mega Slowbro EX. So this is an incredibly powerful card if you open it in your pre-release kit. I highly recommend playing it if you can. Mega Slowbro EX is a Stage 1, evolves from Slowpoke. It's an HP of 330. It's a Psychic type. It's a Mega Evolved form of Slowbro. Its attack is Shellnado Spin for 3 Psychic Energy. It does 180 damage. And it says during your opponent's next turn, if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack, even if this Pokemon is knocked out, place 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So it's really amazing because you're basically taking 2 prizes each turn. Weakness to Dark ×2, resistance to fighting -30, and a retreat for 3. The Mega Evolution EX rule is when your Mega Evolution Pokemon EX is knocked out, your opponent takes 3 prize cards. Illustration by 5 Van Graphics, J-Block, Pitch Black, English, 031 out of 084, double rare. Alright, well that was a pretty good opening. I hope you enjoyed it with me. As always, happy collecting, good luck in any of your games, and I will see you next time.